Okay friends, so why are seeds so important in the Back to Eden garden method? Gotta think about it for a second. Well, what does the Back to Eden garden method reflect? We all know the answer. It reflects nature, right? It reflects nature and God's creation. So what does God's creation start with? What does nature start with? A simple seed. So that's why it is so imperatively important to choose our seeds wisely when it comes to this method. Starry Seed Class 101 in the Back to Eden garden. We're just going to start with the basics. A hybrid seed. You see them all the time. And most conventional gardens have them. Why? Because hybrid seeds take the best traits from the parents and they cross-pollinate it. Man cross-pollinates it. And that creates a stronger plant, which is more disease resistant, has higher yield. And they're kind of easier to grow. You can always count on the fact that you're going to have pretty good success with a hybrid seed. Now let's talk about heirloom seeds. Heirloom seeds, real easy. These are seeds that are passed down from generation to generation. They are open pollinators, which is awesome for a Back to Eden garden because in open pollination, it relies on what? Natural mechanisms like birds and bees and insects and wind. And you can save the seeds. A pretty great concept when you think about gardening in general. So heirloom seeds have a lot of great benefits. And then there's one category of seeds that we're seeing a lot more of, and that is the organic seed. Now, organic seeds can either be heirloom or hybrid. Yeah, and the reason being is because all organic means is that they have been certified organic. They have to adhere by certain standards when it comes to that seed or that plant, and those standards are pretty high. They can't use any chemical fertilizers. Their methods of growing and producing the seed need to be organic, natural. No chemicals. So when you are looking at either a hybrid or an heirloom, organic really is a nice way to go. Now, the other thing you must remember about organic seeds is if you apply chemical pesticides and fertilizers when you're growing that organic seed, it's not organic anymore. And you can buy a non-organic seed, either heirloom or hybrid, and put it in the ground. And if you grow it organically, it's an organic plant. So it doesn't have to originate with an organic seed. If you're a real purist, you'd probably want to go with strictly organic seeds to produce that organic plant. But you definitely won't have a non-organic plant if you don't start with an organic seed. All right? That's a good fact. Okay, drum roll Starry. What seed now should you consider for a Back to Eden garden? What would be the best seed to choose? Okay, is there a right or a wrong answer? Well, let's just wrap our brains around this. The Back to Eden garden method, let's go back to 101. The philosophy is reflecting nature. What reflects nature the best out of all those seeds? Well, we all know the answer. It would be an heirloom, because an heirloom can be open pollinated. And what's reflecting nature? Open pollination. Using wind, insects, birds, all the natural mechanisms that nature provides for us to pollinate. And then what happens is it creates a biodiverse environment, a biodiverse garden. And that's kind of what Back to Eden gardening is about, creating that very natural environment. It's pretty cool. So you can't really get that with a hybrid seed. Now, does that make hybrid seeds off the table for back to Eden gardening? No, not necessarily. You will get higher producing plants if you go with a hybrid, pest control and all that. But this is just me, Starry, in my opinion. I get all of that with back to Eden gardening in the method. I don't have to worry about pests. I don't have to worry about my plants being disease resistant. I don't have to worry about them not being strong, because this method provides all of that. So keep that in the back of your mind when you are implementing the Back to Eden garden method and you're going to the store. Now is the time, because we're in April and everybody's starting their seeds. Really think about your method, Back to Eden, and which seed is going to reflect nature.